What if I told you there are U.S. towns where you can still buy a home for less than a decent used car, and it's not a mistake? Imagine finding a place where you can actually buy a house for less than the price of a new family car. This isn't a fairy tale or a clever scam. It's a present-day reality in a select group of American towns that the mainstream housing conversation has completely overlooked. While headlines scream about soaring interest rates and bidding wars in Austin or Boise, a parallel universe of affordability quietly exists. But here's the critical truth they never lead with. Every single one of these bargain-priced towns comes with a story, a set of conditions, and a lifestyle trade-off that you must understand before you even think about packing a box. This is not about finding a perfect paradise for pennies. This is a clear-eyed exploration of the real cost behind the shockingly low price tag. We're going to walk through 25 specific communities where your housing dollar stretches unimaginably far. We'll soak in the benefits, but we will also, crucially, shine a light on the compromises. From forgotten industrial hubs to sun-baked border towns, each spot offers a unique equation of pros and cons. Your job is to decide which calculus works for your life. One place on this list boasts a mayor who leads the local ghost tour. In another, the median home price is genuinely lower than a high-end pickup truck. And the number one location is such a profound study in contrasts that it might just redefine what you think is possible in American real estate. Please hit the like button right now if you're ready for some unfiltered truth about housing. It tells the algorithm this is important stuff. And subscribe to
Sell My House Pro,
because we dedicate ourselves to exploring life's most intriguing possibilities and practical secrets. This isn't a surface-level clickbait list. This is a deep dive into the why and the what's it really like. By the time we finish, you'll either be meticulously researching school districts in these areas, or you'll have a crystal clear understanding of why certain places remain so affordable when everywhere else seems hopelessly out of reach. This is the reality check you didn't know you needed. Let's begin with number 25, Harlingen, Texas. Try to picture this. The monthly rent for a full-sized 3-bedroom house with a yard here is less than what you'd pay for a cramped 1-bedroom studio apartment in a city like Oklahoma City. Let that reality sink in for a moment. Harlingen is nestled deep in the heart of the Rio Grande Valley, a region blessed with perpetual sunshine, lush palm trees, and a fiercely loyal local culture. On a spreadsheet, it looks like a financial miracle. The median home price sits around $136,000. Texas has no state income tax, property taxes are relatively reasonable, and you're never more than a few minutes away from absolutely legendary, life-changing street tacos. So with all these apparent advantages, why isn't there a stampede of remote workers and retirees flooding into Harlingen? The answer is that affordability always has its conditions. The first condition often involves safety. Crime rates in Harlingen, particularly for property crimes like theft and vehicle break-ins, trend above the national average. It's the kind of place where you become diligent about locking your car doors even for a quick errand. The second condition is economic opportunity. The job market is not robust or diversified. It mirrors the modest cost of living, meaning salaries are often low. If you aren't bringing a remote job with you, your professional prospects may be limited to healthcare, retail, or local government. The third condition is the climate. Summers are not just hot, they are brutally, relentlessly subtropical.
Your air conditioner isn't an appliance, it's a lifeline. And its constant hum is the soundtrack to your July and August. The emotional math of living here is fascinating. Your bank account will undoubtedly feel healthier. Your mortgage payment might be laughably small, but your patience might wear thin navigating a city where traffic laws can feel optional, where shopping carts become urban tumbleweeds in grocery store parking lots, and where the vibrant energy is punctuated by a certain gritty realism. Imagine a typical Saturday morning. You step outside to warm, golden sun. the smell of fried corn tortillas and cumin in the air, then deftly sidestep a stray shopping cart rolling aimlessly across the vast H-E-B parking lot. That is Harlingen in a nutshell. It's authentic, affordable, and unapologetically itself. And if you think the blend of perks and quirks in Harlingen is unique, just wait until you hear about our next location, which takes the concept of a company town and explores what happens when the company leaves. That brings us to number 24, Weirton, West Virginia. In Weirton, the average home doesn't cost much more than a brand new, well-equipped Honda Accord. For that price, you also receive a profound piece of American industrial history bundled with your deed. Weirton was born and bred from steel. For generations, this town thrived on the powerful rhythm of the mill, where high school football rivalries were visceral and a blue-collar identity was a badge of honor. It sits hugging a bend in the Ohio River, and its residential streets are lined with tidy homes that speak to an era of post-war prosperity. The architectural vibe is pure nostalgia, with local diners serving pie and coffee and neighbors who still chat from their front porches. The median home price is around $112,000, a figure that seems almost impossible for a town with this much character. It sounds incredible, right? This is where you must ask the next question. What happened? The steel industry that was Weirton's economic heartbeat began to fade decades ago, and the town has been in a slow-motion process of figuring out its next act ever since. Economic growth is largely flat. The population is aging, with a significant percentage of residents over 65. The youthful energy you find in growing cities is in shorter supply here. As one astute Reddit user put it, living in Weirton can feel like time has stood still, and sometimes the internet connection seems to share that sentiment. The trade-off, however, is pronounced. Crime is relatively low. It's a profoundly peaceful and safe place. But that peace can border on quietude. Your big Friday night plan might revolve around a trip to the grocery store or cheering on the local high school team. It's a town where your GPS might get confused by a road that's been changed for 20 years, a place with a deep sense of community but a slower pulse. Picture a late summer evening, the distant rhythmic drone of cicadas, a retired neighbor waving from a well-worn lawn chair, the smell of cut grass and charcoal smoke hanging in the humid air. It's the quiet hum of a place steadfastly holding on to its past. If you believe Weirton represents a town paused in time, our next destination showcases a community that fully embraces its one industry identity, for better and for worse. Now let's discuss number 23, Decatur, Illinois. Here is a place where you can legitimately purchase a move-in ready 3-bedroom home for under $90,000 and still have plenty of cash left over to fill a standalone freezer with enough groceries to last a season. Welcome to the self-proclaimed soybean capital of the world. This is not a cute nickname. It's an economic fact. The skyline is dominated by the imposing silos and processing plants of agri-giants like Archer Daniels Midland. There are more factories here than there are boutique coffee shops. The numbers are startling. A median home price of around $93,000 and a cost of living that is 26% below the national average. So with affordability this stark, what is the hidden clause in the contract? The first is sensory. Depending on the wind direction, a distinct, slightly sweet, industrial aroma can permeate the air. It's the smell of processing, of productivity, and it's an inescapable part of Decatur's atmosphere. The second is crime. Rates for property crime in particular run higher than national figures. It's the type of city where being aware of your surroundings becomes second nature. The job market is almost exclusively tied to agriculture, manufacturing, and logistics. If you're not an engineer, a plant worker, or a farmer, finding a high-paying local career can be a challenge. The social scene for young professionals is limited, often leading to commutes to nearby Springfield or Champaign for entertainment. Yet, there is an unvarnished, grounded appeal. Drivers here treat four-way stops with a friendly, small-town courtesy. You could imagine a scene at dawn, plumes of white steam rising from the massive processing plants against a pink sky, a lifelong resident patiently shoveling wayward soybeans from his porch steps, and a sense of unpretentious, hard-working community. The central question is this:
Could you build a life in a place where the air periodically carries the scent of its primary industry? The comment section below is the perfect place for that debate. Now, let's move from the plains of Illinois to a place where the wind itself is a defining character. Number 22 is Enid, Oklahoma. This city presents a fascinating paradox. It is a place where your dollar has remarkable purchasing power, but your Wi-Fi signal might struggle to keep up. Enid is the epitome of the American prairie town, built on a foundation of wheat, oil, and genuine, uncynical friendliness. People wave not because they know you, but because it's the polite thing to do. The median home price is about $128,000, and the general cost of living is wonderfully low. Life here feels calm, orderly, and insulated from the frenetic pace of coastal cities. However, that very calm can, for some, morph into a feeling of quiet stagnation. The economic engine of Enid is powered by aviation, thanks to a major Air Force base, and government jobs. If your career doesn't intersect with those fields, professional opportunities can feel narrow and constrained. Then there's the wind. It is not a breeze, it is a persistent, shaping force that sweeps across the flat landscape, howling in the winter and bringing a dry heat in the summer. As for nightlife, a vibrant scene is largely a rumor. You're trading urban hustle for immense personal space and near total silence. A silence so deep you might find yourself noticing the shapes of passing tumbleweeds. Envision a classic Americana scene. Endless golden wheat fields rippling like a sea under a giant sky. The lonely, beautiful sound of a train whistle echoing from miles away. The mingled smells of diesel fuel from a passing truck and bacon from a local breakfast spot. The core question for Enid is one of adaptation. Could you not only survive, but truly thrive in an environment where the natural elements are powerful personalities and a trip to a major retail store requires a deliberate journey? Your answer might be a definitive yes or a thoughtful nope. This journey reveals a universal truth. You are never just purchasing a house. You are buying into a town's entire story, its history, its economy, its quirks, and its future. With that in mind, let's turn our attention to the Great Lakes region.
Number 21 is Bay City, Michigan. In this waterfront community, you can find a charming, if modest, house for under $95,000. The breeze coming off the vast Saginaw Bay of Lake Huron might alternately carry the faint scent of industrial activity from the nearby Dow complex or the delicious, savory aroma of a fresh pasty from a local bakery. Bay City is like the understated, reliable cousin in Michigan's family of tourist towns, less glitzy than Traverse City, less troubled than Flint. It offers genuine maritime charm with historic lift bridges, a lovely river walk, and a calendar packed with summer festivals that feel delightfully authentic. The cost of living is about 24% below average, with median home prices hovering around $93,000. But life on the water's edge in the Midwest has its specific terms. The job market is modest, heavily leaning on healthcare, education, and what remains of local manufacturing. Furthermore, Bay City's crime index is higher than one might hope for a town of its size, indicating that petty crime is a real consideration. And then there is the majestic, punishing weather of Michigan. Bay City experiences the full chaotic spectrum, lake-effect snow that dumps feet, not inches, humid summers where the air feels thick, and potholes on the roads that are so cavernous they become local landmarks. The trade is clear. You gain access to beautiful waterfront views and a strong sense of community for a pittance, but you must become an expert in winterization and develop a patient, philosophical attitude toward infrastructure. Imagine a brisk October day. The crisp, clean smell of lake air fills your lungs. A seagull gives you a sidelong, judgmental glance from a lamppost. The faint oompa of a polka band carries from the nearby Oktoberfest tent, and your boot finds that one perpetually frozen puddle on your sidewalk. It's a unique blend of natural beauty and Rust Belt resilience. From the chilly shores of the Great Lakes, we'll now travel to where the heat is a constant defining presence. Welcome to number 20, Mission, Texas. Purchasing a home here for under $100,000 will still leave you with enough in your budget to buy a lifetime supply of high-grade insect repellent.
Mission represents the tropical fringe of Texas, a place where Texan and Mexican cultures blend seamlessly under a canopy of palm trees and against a backdrop of spectacular sunsets. The vibe is laid back, the colors are vibrant, and the affordability seems almost too good to be true. The median home price is around $98,000. However, the primary condition of this paradise is thermal. The heat is not merely summer weather, it is a months-long, triple-digit atmospheric event. The sun here is a serious, relentless entity. The local economy is anchored by agriculture, this is a major citrus-growing region, healthcare, and retail. Don't expect a booming tech scene or a flood of corporate headquarters. While crime statistics are actually better than the border town stereotype would suggest, nightlife is decidedly not a draw. Most of the city settles into a deep quiet well before midnight. The trade, therefore, is the gift of a perpetual, sunny summer and a gloriously slow pace of life, paid for in gallons of sweat and battles with mosquitoes of impressive size and audacity. Picture a typical evening. The golden hour light is impossibly beautiful. The sound of a mariachi band practicing drifts from a backyard a few houses down, and the air is rich with the smell of grilled onions and carne asada. It's a slice of paradise, but one where your relationship with your air conditioning unit is paramount. Now, let's explore another border community that challenges national perceptions head-on. This is number 19, Eagle Pass, Texas. In Eagle Pass, you can buy a perfectly respectable home for under $90,000, and from your front porch, you can literally look across the Rio Grande into another nation. This is a true border town, where life moves at a slower, more relational pace, and the culture is a vibrant daily fusion of American and Mexican influences. The financials are staggering. Median price around $89,000, cost of living 23% below average. Contrary to what cable news might have you believe, Eagle Pass is statistically safer than many major American cities like Baltimore or St. Louis. The real cost here is often not financial, but social and perceptual. It is the burden of explaining to friends and family back home that you are not living in a war zone, but in a friendly, tight-knit community. The other undeniable factor is the South Texas heat, which is every bit as formidable as in Mission. Local drivers also operate with a unique, confident logic that can be bewildering to newcomers. Yet the sensory experience is unforgettable. Waking to the smell of breakfast tacos from a neighbor's kitchen, feeling the warm, dusty wind coming off the river, and being part of a community that feels authentic and unpretentious. It's a powerful lesson in how reality often diverges wildly from perception. Next, we head to a state capital where history and modern challenges exist side by side. We arrive at number 18, Springfield, Illinois. This is where you can purchase a historic home for under $110,000, spend your afternoon touring Abraham Lincoln's tomb, and still need to be situationally aware in certain parts of the city by dusk. As the state capital, Springfield is a city of government employees, historic sites, and a surprisingly affordable cost of living, about 20% below the national average. It has the bones of a charming Midwestern city, beautiful old neighborhoods, a decent park system, and a stable job market centered on public administration, healthcare, and education. However, the trade-off in Springfield is significant and sobering. The city's violent crime rate is nearly double the national average. It's not to say the entire city is dangerous, but it underscores a stark urban divide. You may save a small fortune on your mortgage, but you might find yourself investing in a robust home security system. The weather is also a roller coaster, capable of delivering a blizzard, a heat wave, and a thunderstorm in the same week. Life here is a mix of civics lessons and practical caution. It's a city where you can feel the weight of history while navigating the complexities of the present. Now, let's return to the industrial heartland for a lesson in pure, unvarnished practicality.
Number 17 is Warren, Michigan. Think of a home here costing you less than a single year's rent for a mediocre apartment in Brooklyn, New York. Warren is the third largest city in Michigan, a no-nonsense, blue-collar suburb directly north of Detroit. Its identity is tied to the automotive industry. It's home to the massive General Motors Technical Center, and its landscape is a testament to post-war suburban sprawl, featuring countless strip malls and wide, straight roads. The median home price is around $99,000.
The advantages are space, affordability, and proximity to a major metro's amenities without the major metro price tag. The disadvantages are part of the package. Crime rates, particularly for property crime, are above the national average. Winters are long, gray, and harsh, with snow management being a seasonal part-time job. The aesthetic is utilitarian, not picturesque. You are choosing a life of practical convenience over glamour. You get a garage, a driveway, and neighbors who can probably fix anything on your car. But you also get potholes the size of kiddie pools and a skyline of utility poles. It's a city that makes no apologies for what it is, and for the right person, that's exactly its appeal. From a suburb, we venture into one of America's most infamous and complex urban stories. Number 16 forces us to confront a difficult legacy, Flint, Michigan. It is one of the few places in the country where houses routinely sell for prices lower than the national average for a year of college tuition. Flint's name is synonymous with the water crisis, deindustrialization, and urban decay. The median home price is an almost unbelievable $69,000. Crime rates, both violent and property, are among the highest in the nation. This is the uncompromising truth. However, to write Flint off is to miss a crucial part of the story. There is a fierce, gritty, and creative revitalization effort happening, block by block, in the downtown core. Artists, entrepreneurs, and community activists are reclaiming spaces, opening businesses, and building a new narrative. The gamble here is as stark as it gets. You have the potential for immense, generational-scale affordability and the chance to be part of a city's rebuilding chapter. But you are also signing up for the residual challenges of decades of disinvestment, infrastructural neglect, and profound social trauma. Living in Flint isn't just a financial decision. It's a statement of resilience and faith in the future. It is not for everyone, but for those with the fortitude, it represents an unparalleled opportunity. Let's move to another Great Lakes city with a famous zoo and a famous resilience. Number 15 is Toledo, Ohio. The Glass City allows you to buy a solid house for around $80,000 within walking distance of a nationally renowned zoo on a street that might also feature a shuttered storefront. Toledo is a city of fascinating contrasts, world-class museums and industrial grit, friendly neighborhood pubs, and pockets of significant poverty. The median home price is about $115,000. The trade-off, again, largely revolves around crime and economic stability. Crime rates are elevated, and they can vary dramatically from one neighborhood to the next. Doing your homework is absolutely essential. The job market is stable in healthcare, education, and advanced manufacturing, but it's not a boomtown. You'll enjoy incredible affordability, die-hard sports fans, a surprisingly great food scene, and neighbors with a tell-it-like-it-is Midwestern directness. You'll also contend with lake-effect weather mood swings and the constant, slow battle against urban decay. Toledo doesn't dazzle you, it grows on you. It's a city of substance, not sparkle. Our next stop is a city forever immortalized by a beloved television show.
Number 14 is Scranton, Pennsylvania. Yes, the Scranton from The Office. In this city, your neighbors will know your name, your career, and probably what you paid for your house. Steeped in anthracite coal history and working-class pride, Scranton offers a tangible sense of place. Homes can be found for well under $110,000. The city's economy took a devastating hit when mining collapsed, and its recovery has been a long, slow climb, now fueled by healthcare, logistics, and a small university presence. Crime is present, but not extreme, often manifesting as petty theft. The conditions you accept are largely about pace and progress. You will save a tremendous amount of money. You will have access to beautiful, affordable, historic architecture. You will also need patience for the slower pace of civic improvement, for streets that seem in a perpetual state of disrepair, and for an economy that is stable but not soaring. It's a city that feels real, lived in, and unpretentious. If you value authenticity over gloss, Scranton has a powerful appeal. From Pennsylvania, we head north to a city famous for snow and innovation. Number 13 is Rochester, New York. Here, you can purchase a stately 4-bedroom Victorian home for under $100,000 and then promptly invest a significant portion of your savings in a world-class snowblower and a therapeutic lightbox.
Rochester was a global innovation hub, the birthplace of companies like Kodak and Xerox. Their decline left a void, but also created an opportunity for staggering affordability. The city is reinventing itself around education, optics, and healthcare. The median home price is around $107,000. The inescapable condition of life in Rochester is the climate. It is one of the cloudiest, snowiest cities in the lower 48. The gray skies from late fall through early spring are a legitimate psychological factor for many. Crime is also a concern in specific areas. The trade is profound. You get access to top-tier universities, a rich cultural scene, and beautiful park systems for a pittance, but you must make peace with the long, dark winters. It's a city that rewards the hardy and the culturally curious. Next, we explore a major metropolis with a famously low cost of living and a famously high crime rate. Number 12 is St. Louis, Missouri. In certain neighborhoods, you can still purchase a brick, two-story home with character for $60,000, a price that might include some needed repairs and a story. St. Louis is a city of breathtaking architectural beauty, world-class cultural institutions like the Gateway Arch and a free zoo, and a deeply embedded history of music and food. The median home price is around $110,000, an absurd figure for a major metro. However, the city's violent crime rate is among the very highest in the nation, creating a reality where safe, vibrant neighborhoods exist literally blocks away from areas of intense blight and poverty. The condition here is one of hyper-vigilant selectivity. You must research every block. The reward for doing so can be an incredible quality of life. Charming homes, fantastic parks, a great food scene at a fraction of the cost of comparable cities. The risk, if you choose poorly, is unacceptably high. It is the ultimate high-stakes, high-reward urban housing market. This brings us to a city that has become the global symbol of urban collapse and rebirth. Number 11 is Detroit, Michigan. We are mentioning it again because its story cannot be contained in one ranking. Detroit is the only place where municipal programs have literally sold homes for $1. The median price is around $66,000, but vast swaths of the city offer homes for a few thousand or even less. The legacy challenges are immense: crime, blight, poor services, and a tax base still in recovery. And yet, the renaissance in downtown, midtown, and several other districts is real and palpable. Billion-dollar investments, a thriving tech and art scene, and a powerful sense of community among newcomers and longtime residents alike are creating a new model for the 21st century. The condition for living in Detroit is embracing paradox. You must be comfortable with wild disparity, with being a pioneer, with navigating complexity. Your dollar has unbelievable power here, but it must be paired with resilience, community spirit, and a clear-eyed view of the challenges. Detroit isn't just cheap, it's a statement. Now, let's look at a Rust Belt success story that has managed to keep prices reasonable.
Number 10 is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is a city where the average home costs less than a single year's tuition at an elite private university. Pittsburgh brilliantly transformed itself from a smoky steel town into a hub for technology, robotics, and medicine. It boasts world-class universities, major league sports, and a stunning topographic setting of rivers and hills. The median home price is about $175,000, which is incredible for a city with its amenities. The trade-offs are more about lifestyle and geography. The street grid was laid out before the automobile, resulting in confusing, narrow, and steep routes that can frustrate newcomers. The weather is notoriously gray and damp, but you are getting a vibrant, cultured, and economically healthy city for a fraction of the price of a Boston or Seattle. It is arguably America's most underrated major city. From a Renaissance city, we travel to a city of soul and sound. Number 9 is Memphis, Tennessee. You can own a home here for less than the price of a new luxury electric vehicle, and one of them comes with a rich musical heritage and no battery fires. Memphis is the home of the blues, soul, and barbecue that can be a religious experience. The median home price is around $118,000.
The condition, as in St. Louis, is primarily crime. Memphis has high violent crime rates. However, also like St. Louis, it has many stable, historic, and charming neighborhoods where community is strong. You are trading coastal polish for authentic grit, for a slower pace, for neighbors who know each other, and for a culture that is deeply felt. If you do your research and choose your neighborhood wisely, you can build a wonderful life here for an astoundingly low cost. The food and music alone are worth the price of admission. Now let's return to the warmth of South Texas. Number 8 is McAllen, Texas. A home under $100,000 here could fund the launch of your dream taco truck business. McAllen is one of the larger cities in the Rio Grande Valley, and it feels like a fully realized, prosperous community. It has shopping malls, good health care, and a growing downtown. It's peaceful, walkable in its core, and incredibly affordable. The catch is the extreme South Texas climate, the relentless heat and humidity that defines life for much of the year. The economy is stable, but not wildly dynamic, often revolving around cross-border trade, healthcare, and retail. It's a place where life is sweet, slow, and predictable. You won't find shocking excitement, but you will find a high quality of life for a remarkably low monthly nut. It's the epitome of affordable, sun-drenched comfort. From one type of heat, we go to another, the humid, bug-filled heat of the Deep South. Number 7 is Waycross, Georgia. In Waycross, a solid 3-bedroom house can cost less than upgrading your iPhone to the maximum storage capacity. This is a small, sleepy town at the edge of the vast and mysterious Okefenokee Swamp. The pace of life is measured in rocking chairs on porches. The median home price is around $85,000. The conditions are those of rural life. Economic opportunity is limited. The railroad is a major employer. The humidity in summer is a physical force. Insects are plentiful and ambitious. The downtown has seen better days. But you are purchasing profound peace, a deep connection to nature, and a sense of community where everyone is honey or darling. This is not a place for those who crave stimulation. It is a place for those who crave quiet and space. It is the very definition of a low-cost rural retreat. Let's head back north to a community defined by snow and serenity.
Number 6 is Hermitage, Pennsylvania. You can buy a house here for the price of a used Toyota Highlander, and you'll need a vehicle just like it for the winters. Hermitage is a quiet, suburban-feeling community in western Pennsylvania's snowbelt. It is safe, clean, and family-oriented to its core. The median home price is under $90,000. The trade-off is a certain social and cultural quietude. This is not a hotspot for dining or nightlife. The amenities are practical. Big box stores, chain restaurants, good schools. The winters are long and snowy. For someone seeking a peaceful, affordable place to raise a family away from urban chaos, Hermitage is a hidden gem. For someone needing constant cultural energy, it would feel stifling. It's a cozy, frozen capsule of suburban affordability. Now let's consider a classic American small town within commuting distance of a major city. Number 5 is Platte City, Missouri. A home here for under $150,000 is your entry ticket to the classic Midwestern family-raising starter pack, complete with good schools, Little League games, and a short drive to the amenities of Kansas City. It's safe, community-focused, and represents a specific version of the American dream. The condition is one of subtle isolation. Going out often means a chain restaurant. The excitement level is calibrated for family life. You are trading urban convenience and variety for safety, space, and a strong sense of belonging. It's a perfect picture of affordable, wholesome Americana, as long as that picture is the one you want on your wall. Our next spot is perhaps the most unique housing model on the list. Number 4 is Atchison Village, California. Finding a 2-bedroom home in the San Francisco Bay Area for under $300,000 is typically impossible, unless you're looking at this unique historical artifact, a World War II-era housing cooperative in the city of Richmond. Residents don't own their land. They own shares in the cooperative corporation that owns the entire community. The price for a unit is around $250,000. The conditions are twofold.
First, you must live by the co-op's often strict community-voted rules covering everything from paint colors to rentals. Second, you are in Richmond, a city with significant crime problems, though the village itself is a quiet, time capsule oasis. You are trading traditional ownership freedoms for a chance at affordability in one of the world's most expensive regions. It's a fascinating, niche solution for a specific type of person. Now, let's go to the heartland for a picture of riverfront tranquility. Number 3 is Yankton, South Dakota. A home here costs about the same as a reliable, low-mileage used sedan. Yankton is a gorgeous small city on the banks of the Missouri River with bluffs, a historic downtown, and a palpable sense of safety and calm. The median home price is around $220,000. The conditions are those of rural adjacent life. Young people often leave for bigger opportunities. Amenities are basic. You must be self-reliant and create your own entertainment. The trade is a stunning natural setting, extremely low crime, and a slow, purposeful way of life. It's peace and quiet amplified to its maximum setting. If your soul needs space and silence, Yankton delivers. We are nearing the end of our journey with a town that embodies the quiet, affordable West.
Number 2 is Price, Utah. You can own a home here for less than a single year's rent for a one-bedroom apartment in Los Angeles. Price is a small desert town surrounded by stunning canyon country, known for its coal mining history and a world-class dinosaur museum. It is friendly, safe, and staggeringly affordable, with a median price around $200,000. The condition is a pace of life that is deliberate, to put it mildly. There is no nightlife, the restaurant scene is limited, the social calendar revolves around community events and outdoor recreation. Your money will go incredibly far, but your patience for a slow, quiet existence must go even further. It's a haven for those who love the austere beauty of the desert and value simplicity over stimulation. And finally, we return to where we must for number 1, Detroit, Michigan. No other city in America so perfectly, so dramatically encapsulates the extreme promise and profound challenge of deep affordability. It is the ultimate high-risk, high-reward real estate environment in the United States. Your dollar holds a power here that it holds nowhere else, capable of granting true ownership and agency. But that power must be wielded with wisdom, resilience, and a deep commitment to community. The path is complex, often difficult, and absolutely not for everyone. Yet, for those with the vision and fortitude, it offers a chance to be part of one of the most compelling urban stories of our time. That is why Detroit earns our top spot. It is the most affordable city with the most layered, challenging, and ultimately hopeful story of all. If this extensive journey through America's landscape of surprising affordability has sparked your curiosity or challenged your assumptions, please show this video some love. Taking a moment to hit the like button genuinely helps share this important information with others who need to see it. And if you want to continue exploring unconventional wisdom and deep dives into life's most interesting possibilities, make sure you are subscribed to Winds of Thought. We are here to help you think differently about the world. Thank you for watching.